That be so what je? I didn't know.
Let's we're with the whole people.
Hello, lovely viewers. You're welcome once again to yet another episode on King's Beach TV. With you today is your lovely host, Erekwa Ofosehema. Today we'll be discussing a very sensitive topic, a topic that is not very known to everyone. Today we'll be really delving into the matters of fistula. When we say fistula, what is fistula? I have with me a lovely guest in the person of Miss Nadia Nancy Beecham, who will be with us throughout the discussion. Welcome, Miss Nadia, to Kings Beach TV.
Thank you very much for having me here today. My regards to your viewers as well.
Okay, thank you. Fistula, fistula. I've heard a lot of stories, but I don't really know what it's about. What is fistula? When we say fistula?
So when we talk about fistula, it is an abnormal opening or abnormal connection between two organs or vessels or intestines where it's not supposed to be. So when we say fistula, that's what we are talking about, an abnormal connection.
Okay, so in simple terms for the layman, fistula is all about an opening at an unauthorized place. Or okay, so where we do we mostly see such instances? Which part of our body do we mostly see those instances?
So there are different types of fistulas. There are lots of fistulas, but today we'll be mainly looking at fistulas related to obstetric care. So we'll be mainly focusing on perineal fistulas, and some
Okay.
types of perineal fistulas are anorectal fistula, vesicovaginal fistula, and then colorectal fistulas. Those are some
Okay.
types of fistulas.
So we have the perineal, perineal fistula. Oh, I didn't get it right.
No, I said we have fistulas around the perineal area.
The perineal area. Okay. Okay. And then you gave three
So
types.
some
Yes.
types are the ano.
The ano.
My mistake.
Continue. It's live.
So some types are the we have the anovaginal fistula. Okay, that one is a connection between the anus and then the vagina. Then we have the colovaginal fistula. That is a connection between the colon and then the vagina.
Okay.
Those are some types of fistulas.
Okay. So, what are the basic signs and symptoms we have to see or we look out for to know that this is a fistula problem or this is something located to fistula?
So usually with fistulas, because it's an abnormal opening, let's take something like the vesicovaginal fistula. That is an opening between the rectum and then the vagina. So ideally, you're not supposed to see feces in your vagina. But when you notice that there are feces coming out of your vagina, that should alert you that there's something wrong going on there because it's not something we usually see.
Okay.
Okay, so when we have the colovaginal fistula, that is also like the vesical vagina. That is just like the vesical vaginal fistula, okay. And then we have the anorectal fistula. Cancel life.
Go ahead. Just do it.
Okay, so you see feces in the vagina, that is not normal. Also, when you see urine in the vagina, it's also not normal because when you are urinating, it has to come out of the urethra. It doesn't come out of the vagina. So when you see that you are not urinating, you are not feeling the urge to urinate, but you notice that there's urine coming out of your vagina, then you should know that it's not normal. So you have to see a health practitioner so that
Okay.
you can be diagnosed.
Okay, so in simple terms, for the layman, in simple terms, many anum asema ye kan tintini ni tiatia ni na ne se enda ye ka fistula ho asem. Ye se ye ka fistula eye den. Fistula ye se ubenya ubehu ekwan bi wo baabi a eni se kwan da. Ahun se ye hwa se bi otafra chairman ya koso kuma no ene ye to emfimfini ho ni se kwan bi ada ho. Enso obehu se kwan bi abeda sa mienu ni ntemu a sa de ne ye fra ni fistula. Eden na bema wo hu se wonya fistula. Ade ebe ma wonya se wonya sa ade na ne se biota fresh wogya nan ebe be pie e wo wase wo hu sa na enu tumi kire wo se problem bi aba fistula na ye yi ne ho apie ana se wo pese wo gu nsuo na baby a was ye di bu nsuo na ye ho nenam na mmom nim se fa enam wase na eba baby a ye di bu yensa na bia ho nenam de ba eno na ebe ma we hu se sansusu aso we nyina e ka ho na e de be kire wo se we ye fistula na ye be se ye busa ye nua ba wa kire ye fistula na se kire wa kire ye niama e de ba se ye pese ye hu ade e betumi ama fistula na esi causes of fistula. What are some of the things that can cause fistula?
So when we talk about fistulas, usually fistulas come about when there's trauma.
Okay.
When there's trauma, or sometimes after surgical procedures, we can get a fistula. So those are the main causes of fistulas
Mostly trauma, then
during
surgical.
surgical procedures.
Okay. Na say ye nua ba na ma ya te ase a say ube ade e betumi ama fistula na ba na e ye obi a trauma. Ye ka so obi a trauma. I say bibi ha no. I say ontumi nka ne ha won treo. The person is not able to express his or her feelings. The person always looks down. That is someone who is experiencing trauma. Or surgical cases ebia bibi esi na wakwakoye operation but operation na wo ye no ebia procedure na kwanye omofa so omo ye no omo anye ne yi ana omo ye no nso so no bibi to chema wo ho eno mu nyina betumi ama saa fistula ya ye ka ho asemi ebetumi aba fistula na afi nso ka kire se fistula ne wo mu miensa obo miensa ne nyina edi ntwere yen or try and say ye wo emu ahoro miensa or say anal vaginal then we have the peri something din shadan ka metri mu ye
So
but
we have the anovaginal, and then we have the colon vaginal, and then we have the anorectal.
okay
Those are the types we are talking about today, but there are other types.
okay. Thank you. So we've talked about causes of fistula. There's no cause without prevention or there's no cause without effect. Adeɛ bi ani hɔ a biribi de bɛba a yɛnni kwan a yɛbɛfa so a yɛde bɛbɔ ho ban. Ɛne ade korɔ no na ɛnni hɔ. Adeɛ no nya aba a yɛpɛ biribi a yɛbɛtumi de abrɛ n'ase anaa biribi a yɛbɛtumi de atu n'ase. Seesei yɛhu sɛ we have causes of fistula. What are some of the preventive measures a yɛbɛtumi yɛde prevent fistula?
So with fistulas, sometimes when you become pregnant very early at a young age, usually teenage pregnancy. You know that as teenagers, our bodies are not as matured as they are supposed to be. So sometimes with teenage pregnancies, you can experience fistulas. Also, sometimes when there's prolonged labor, you're in labor, but it takes a long period of time because of the bruising and the friction that sometimes takes place, it can also lead to a fistula. Okay, so the things that we can do to prevent such a fistula when you have prolonged labor is usually for us we use catheterization. That is that when you come, we pass a catheter that will drain the urine from the bladder to prevent the bladder from becoming bruised to
Oh,
prevent the
okay. So I've
fistula.
realized this. Most of the time when we go to the hospitals, when we want to urinate, when we're in labor, they normally put the catheter there so
Yes.
that it passes the urine. So that
So
is the main reason why.
that is one of the reasons why we
Okay,
do that.
okay.
So with that, because we've drained the urine, there's not no it doesn't that much friction on the bladder, so it wouldn't cause any fistulas related to the bladder.
Okay. We are learning. Yes, yeah, dear. Yeah, dear. Gonna yes, yeah, dear. We are still moving on. As you can see, it's a real purpose in the house, and I definitely have sponsors, people who are sponsoring me to carry out this program. My main sponsor is from Kingswich Services. Kingswich Services is all about air conditioning, chest freezers, TVs, anything electronic. Visit their website on www.kingswichelectronics.com and they will deliver to you anything you want. They also do installation, after sales maintenance, delivery, anything relating to air conditioning. Kingswich Services is there. We've talked about prevention. Ɔsɛ kwan a yɛbɛtumi afa so a yɛbɛtumi de abɔ yɛn ho ban sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a fistula no yɛnhyia bi ne sɛ ɛyɛ a ɔmo adɔktafoɔ anaasɛ anɛɛsefoɔ no sɛ wokɔ ɔmo nkyɛn na sɛ awo aka wo a ɔmo de ahoma bi hyɛ wayɛ ase anaa urethra yɛbɛ akɔsua ne twidi akyire urethra ɔmo de bɛhyɛ mu nti ɔmo de hyɛ mu a Jones one wo bladder ne mu nyina ɛbɛfa saa homa ne mu na ne nyina ayɛ dɛn abɛsen kɔ sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a you can't have that fistula as a problem. Also, teenage pregnancy can be a cause of it. Kung sɛ woyɛ akwadaa na sɛ awoɔ ka wa wɔ nneɛma ne nyiiɛ ne so nti no you can't carry the pain so much nti sɛ wowɔ awoɔ mu kyɛ a etumi ma saa fistulas ne ba nti teenage pregnancies no most of the time na yɛa yɛde ɔmo kɔ a when they are attending to their cases they do it with emergency sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a those prolonged labours won't come na saa fistula no ɛmba.
Ebiom so usually too we do episiotomies.
Okay.
We do episiotomy so that we can open the vagina, we can enlarge the vaginal opening. Sometimes when we don't do that and then the fetal head is bigger than the vaginal opening, that can also cause a fistula between the vagina and the anus.
Oh,
because when there's a tear, you can't control the tear, so it can go anywhere, and that can cause a fistula between the vagina and the anus. But when we do episiotomy, because you've enlarged the space, the fetus is able to come out quite easily. So that also prevents you from getting a fistula.
what she has said has made me understand a lot of things when we go through labor. I've realized that most of the time when the babies cannot come, they will say they are giving you a tear or a cut. I never put that thing into consideration because I always felt that it wasn't so necessary. But now I think I'm beginning to understand. Some money may be there, money may be a drink, and now somebody a dance here. Obo say a man ya kwa wo so a eyo omo tin ase kakra bi. Saa de no, o se ni nyina ka ho tin na masa fistula ne ba. So omo ante wa ase na akola no so so se e kwan na ono ate ne kwan ɔte ne kwan no nso so na ɔte a beebi a ɛte akɔ na obi ntumi nye ayɛ sɛ wafa pepa no na wɔte ɔn sɛ wɔte pepa a any direction nanso wɔde scissors ɛto pepa so na wotwa a wotumi direct no ɛno na ɛma ane na ame nua bɛyɛ ɔkyerɛ ase akyerɛ yɛn ɛyɛ sɛ ɔmo twa a ɔmo nya direction but ɔmo te a adeɛ na ate a ɔmo sɛ patro ne ameka sɛ mo ate ase afa beebi a eti ɛno no tumi ma saa fistula sorry ɛno no tumi ma saa fistula ne ba sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a ohun sɛ vagina ne anus na ate ebia na akɔ bom na ama saa fistula n'aba na ɛde nsunsuanso bɔne bi abrɛ yɛn nti ɔmo yɛ a dɔktafoɔ no nti na ɛyɛ a wɔkɔ a ɛyɛ ɔmo teɛ nti enuanom woyɛ ɔbaa na ɔkɔ ne yɛ tew ama ɛma ne nyɛ wo ya mɛnka sɛ dɔkta ni no wɔn ɔpa ne asɔ ɔtew ɔwɔ ɔpa ne a ɔntumi nyɛ n'adwuma nti ne nyinaa ka awoɔ no sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a saa yare yi ɔka ho asɛm yi ebi mba yɛ so efi sɛ sɛnea ɔka ne sɛ mɛ eti aseɛ yi a na yɛ sɛ yadeɛ ɛnyɛ o wobɛgya wɔ nan ɛwɔ wase ɛnyɛ adeɛ bɛyɛ nti emi ayɛ ni na yɛkɔ na sɛ ɔmo yɛ saa nneɛma no bi a let's try and tolerate them and understand them. We've talked about a lot of things about fistula, what it's about, its causes, prevention, treatment, treatment.
So with fistulas, the main treatment option is usually surgery. We have some fistulas that close on their own when they are not severe, but most of the time with fistulas, the main treatment option is to have a surgical operation to repair the tear.
Okay.
That is what is the main treatment option.
Okay. Then this one, she has made it very simple. We're trying to tell why or say wunye hu so hawo na we enye me fere enye me kwa bibiduro enye se me kotena drugstore. The simplest method, just go to any health center kɔ aspiti bia bɛn o aspiti sɛ ebu yɛ so beebi a wonam bia wo bi just go to any hospital close by near you and just tell them this is the problem I have and they'll do a surgical operation on you and just get rid of it for you. It's very simple as that. Don't man ntena wo ho ana ɛsan kɔfa ɔha foforɔ nsan fan brɛw na ade kɔ na weetwe wo ha na weetwe wo na weedwo na weedwo sɛ bi na nka bia wo scan ka wobetumi de ayɛ enso na wagyae ma asɛm na yɛ kɛseɛ nti no no more jojo. Just try as much as possible that if you have that problem, you visit the nearest healthcare and let them render their services to you. My sweethearts, we've had a lot of things about fistula. We've had its meaning, the causes, prevention, treatment. We've had everything. But always when I'm leaving, I always want to get my final words from my lovely guests. So, what are your final words to your audience? Talk to them for me. Tell them maybe what they should look out for, what some of the preventive methods, things they can do to help themselves at home before they get these problems.
So with the fistulas we talked about today, it's treatable, very very treatable with surgical operation. You'll be cured, you'll be okay. So please don't sit at home when you notice that something is going wrong with you. Just visit any health center, health facility for treatment, and you'll be okay. And also, we should try as much as possible, especially with my pregnant women. Exercises, perineal massages, all those things help our bodies. So when you do perineal massages, it will help strengthen the muscles there to prevent other tears when you are in labor. Please try as much as possible. When you see your midwife today, there will be lots more that your midwife will educate you on. So anything you see that is a deviation from normal in your body, please try as much as possible to come to the hospital.
Anything you see that is a deviation from your normal system, try as much as possible to visit your health center. This is the final words of Miss Nadia Nancy Beecham, who was with us today. She works with Wager branch, right?
Yes.
She works at the Wager Leprosarium in Accra. So if you want any details or any information when you visit their health center, they will be willing and more than ready to assist you. Your lovely host, Ereko Fosuhema, is always with you. I always say that if you want to get more interesting and intriguing things to listen to and talk about, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that anytime I upload a new video, you will be the first to hear it. Thank you very much and have a lovely day.